Hawaii, the Big Island, 4,000 square miles of paradise on Earth.
This land formed by fire today forges ordinary men and women into works of iron. We've come to witness the world's premier endurance triathlon. This is the home of the Ironman.
The Ironman. Swim 2.4 miles. Bike 112 miles. Run 26.2 miles. And brag the rest of your life. One woman field-tested in the wilderness of Alaska has come to Hawaii to challenge herself in the world's longest triathlon. This is her story. Two nights before Ironman, the world's best and the chosen few gather under the stars for an Ironman ritual, the Carbo Party.
Look at her, she looks great.
The stars of Ironman are here as well, including the Queen of Kona, 8-time Ironman champion, Paula Newby Frazier.
It brings you more wisdom sometimes in one day than you can earn in a lifetime.
And among the 1,800 athletes, one Alaska rookie. DeeDee Jonrowe has been invited to compete in the Ironman to see if one of the world's premier winter endurance athletes can survive in the world's premier summer endurance event.
Doing the Iditarod is something that blows my mind. I did the Ironman 10 times. I won this race, but it's nothing compared to the Iditarod, I can tell you right now.
I think that she comes into this, you know, let's put aside the physical. I think mentally she probably comes in probably with more experience than any of us have put together.
Who'd you leave at home to clean up after the 72 dogs? I want to know who got that gig.
My husband.
Your husband.
Tonight is DeeDee's introduction to the Ironman family.
And here she is in Hawaii. DeeDee Jonrowe, stand up right here.
The reception is as warm as a Kona sunset. But most of these people have no idea who DeeDee is or what she does. They are about to get the big picture. The Iditarod, where endurance isn't measured in hours, but in days. Where the concern isn't sunburn, but frostbite. And the only warmth can be a blanket of snow. But it can also be a trail of unmatched beauty. It is a place where every spring,
Good morning.
DeeDee Jonrowe truly lives.
This is DeeDee Jonrowe.
She has started the race 24 times. She is the only woman to break the 9-day barrier, and she has done it 6 times.
A little young for a pup.
DeeDee's love affair with dogs started early.
She received her first pup when she was 6 months old. The pup was either biting her and she was crying, or she was crawling over the pup and it was crying.
She was born to Ken and Peggy Stout in 1954. The Army intelligence officer was stationed in Athens, Greece at the time.
We've served several places overseas.
DeeDee and her younger sister, Linda, called the world their home.
The first dog I remember is a German Shepherd, and her name was Susie Kish. And we lived in Ethiopia at the time. You know, we traveled so much that I didn't have any friends. You know, I mean, that sounds terrible, but, you know, we moved every year. So my dog was my friend.
At the age of 17, DeeDee and family moved to Alaska, and her wandering days were over. With a degree in biology, she settled in Bethel, Alaska in 1975 to count wildlife. 2 years later, she snared another young biologist by the name of Mike Jonrowe.
I'm sure I pursued him. I'm certain of it. I can't imagine him ever pursuing anybody. He does doesn't seem to have that kind of personality.
They were married between salmon and moose seasons.
And there it is, the old Moravian church in Bethel. There's just maybe a dozen or two people there. Yeah. You know, we didn't know anybody, really. Not a lot of pictures, not a lot of dress and pomp and circumstances. Long-time marriage. Daddy Longlegs is cute.
Their home in Willow is filled with animals and memories of 24 years behind a sled, including her Sportsmanship Award for bringing food back down the Iditarod Trail to the mushers behind her in 1981, and the Champions Cup for her victory in Minnesota's John Bear Grease in 1989.
This is Ivan. This is the main man. Come here, Ivan. Come on, main man.
But the real action is outside.
This is Brady.
Where Mike and DeeDee raise more than 90 sled dogs.
Come here, Tucker.
Some are veterans who have traveled the Iditarod Trail more than once.
Come here, wild ones.
Others are eager to take their place in harness.
Yes, you're living on the wild side.
Someday to victory.
I really, really want to have an Iditarod championship. Doing wild puppy things. But I don't want to be the oldest woman that ever ran and never won the Iditarod.
Misty, come here, sweetheart.
After a summer break, it is once again time to get the team tuned up for racing season.
Sit, girl. This is the time of year that you are able to protect the dogs from the injuries later in the year.
The dogs have 6 months to earn their spot on DeeDee's 2007 Iditarod team. And while they've had the summer off, DeeDee has not. She has been getting herself in shape for a different kind of endurance race, the Ironman Championship. And this time, the dogs are staying home.
I think that Ironman will very much complement my Iditarod performance. I think that the Iditarod will complement the Ironman from the point of I know what it's like to have to put your head down when it hurts and just dig for the next level.
This year, DeeDee Jonrowe finished 4th in the Iditarod, her first top 5 finish in 8 years. Jeff King and Doug Swingley finished in 1st and 2nd, 2 top mushers who declined the invitation to compete in Kona. And who knows, after her Ironman experience, DeeDee's dogs might not be the only ones chasing her to the finish line next year.
Those guys are tough. I certainly have a lot of respect for them, but I think if you put us in a triathlon right now, I'd have to be the favorite.